After my return to school, I found myself in a perpetual state of daze. And no matter how hard I tried to forget, the scene of those two individuals perishing before my eyes would involuntarily resurface. Unbeknownst to me, it was already time for lunch, and I followed the students to the canteen. The dinner portion was meager, consisting of only two rice balls and a bowl of miso soup. The progress in clearing the landslide today was remarkably sluggish, leaving all the students disheartened. Many students experienced physical discomfort due to prolonged physical labor. Perhaps tomorrow we will be spared from the task of clearing the landslides, as everyone fervently hopes for. The atmosphere in the entire canteen was oppressively heavy, with hardly any students speaking. Everyone simply ate their meals in silence. At that moment, Kobayashi approached and sat across from me, holding his dinner.
Yeah.
Yo, wait, what? What do you mean, yo? Didn't that the guy, not Sakaguchi, that other one, beat you up? He was wrapped in bandages. Wait, what? What the bandages? I see no bandages. Despite changing into a new set of clothes, the bruises on his body were still faintly visible.
いって。あいつの拳は本当に硬かったさ。
He chuckled while rubbing his shoulder.
で、須永と坂口はどこに行ったんだろう。
They went to the afterlife. I didn't answer him, just silently ate my dinner.
みんなは須永と坂口はどこかで相打ちか何かで共に果てたって推測してるけど、俺はそうは思わない。須永は賢いやつだ。そんな極端なことはしない。
He tapped the spoon against the empty bowl.
でも今は二人とも行方不明さ。これは不思議だよ。
なんで僕にそんなことを言うの？
Maybe because he suspects you of something.
他に話す人がいないからさ。
Or maybe because of that. I thought he had noticed something, but it seems I was mistaken. But wait a minute. He knows how to manipulate people. He is not stupid too, he's pretty clever too. So we shouldn't let our guard down. His warning just now was a bit strange. Met their demise together. Doesn't that imply that they are already dead? The students at this moment are likely unaware of whether they have gone missing or have already dead. It is necessary to inquire with Kobayashi.
じゃあ君はなんで彼らはもう死んでると思うんですか？
それはな、作業現場で血に染まった服の切れ端を見つけた生徒がいるんだ。
What? Indeed, I overlooked that. Sakaguchi's dismembered limbs may be concealed by tall foliage, but his clothing fragments would scatter with the wind. When I consider this, my handling of the situation at that time was truly too hastily. But what does it matter? Can the clothing fragments reveal anything?
服の切れ端。じゃあ獣とかでは？
I feigned nonchalance.
獣じゃないと思うんだ。だって切り口が綺麗すぎた。刀で切ったみたいだった。
そんなことありえない。刀であっても人間の体を切り裂くのはとても難しいことです。
As soon as I finished speaking, Kobayashi's spoon suddenly dropped onto the bowl. Yeah, how do I know that with a knife it wouldn't be really hard to cut through the human's body?
ああ、なんでもない。平気平気。今日は腕が少し痛くて物がどうも持ちにくいんだ。
His face tells something else. He has picked up the spoon. Could it be that Kobayashi has noticed something, or am I just being too sensitive? I realized that perhaps I shouldn't say too much at this moment.
どういうことだろうな。最近あんたもちょっと変わったような気がするよ。
And my hand holding the rice balls also froze in midair. What does he really want to say?
どういう意味？
いや、なんというか直感とかそういうものさ。とにかくあんたが以前よりも純真じゃなくなったような気がするんだよ。でもそれも仕方ない。今の状況だと純真な人は長生きできないからな。
はあ、
坂口と須永が秩序を維持してくれなくなったから生徒たちはすぐに混乱に陥るだろうな。最悪な場合、崩落した道の片付けも全然進まなくて食料だってすぐに底をついてしまうかもしれない。リーダーがいなくなったらどうなるか想像したくもないよ。
His voice grew quieter, as if he didn't want the other students to hear.
君の言う通りだ。君は新しいリーダーになれないんですか？
いやいや、無理だな。それにほとんどの生徒は俺のことをあまり好いてないだろうし。
But you're pretty smart, you could be a one. It's true, after all, he always obeyed Sakaguchi's every word.
もし秩序が崩壊する日が本当に来たらさ、その時は里見、俺たちは助け合おうな。
Ha! He suspects something, and he's trying to be my friend now. He picked up a rice ball and placed it in my bowl. I see now. Both of us are physically weak and unable to handle the physical tasks in class. Kobayashi used to have Sakaguchi as a backing, but now he's just like me, at the bottom of the social ladder. If we were to face a food crisis, it would be difficult for us to survive. That's why he suggested that we help each other. In these times, it's incredibly challenging for an individual to survive.
あのさ、みんな一人2個しかおにぎりもらえなかったけど、君は1個で足りるの？
I put his rice bowl back.
そんなことしなくても、君が困ったら僕は助けるよ。
あんたはいいやつだね。
If we are going to be partners in the future, I don't want to start off of owing any favors.
食糧危機なんて起きないといいね。君もあまり暗くならないで。
Speaking of which, I remembered what Sakaguchi said before he died. He called Minamoto Mandemon. What exactly is Mandemon?
小林君はジンマって聞いたことある？
ジンマ、それはなんだ？病気かい？
違う、多分 生き物かな、一応。
図書館で調べてみたらどうだ？
後で行ってみるよ。
At that moment, I suddenly felt a gaze upon me. Following the gaze, I looked towards the corner of the canteen and discovered its source. It was Utsugi. Utsugi was sitting in that corner seat, engaged in a conversation with a girl across from her, but it was evident that her eyes were fixed on me. Noticing that I was looking at her, she didn't shy away. Instead, she nodded at me with a gentle expression, as if greeting me. However, I didn't respond. Was it the guilt in my heart that was causing this? I averted my gaze from her hand lowered my head. Utsugi might have already keenly sensed the things I had done in the past. If she were to discover the truth, Minamoto would undoubtedly eliminate her without hesitation. If in the future I am forced to make such a choice, what should I do? Ayami, wait. Ayami, it's the class monitor, right? Or is it the piano? No. Ayami is a piano girl. Ayami must be a class monitor. I cannot do it. And moreover, Ayami is very intelligent. Perhaps she can come up with a solution to the current predicament for me. To break free from Minamoto's control, it is not enough for me alone. After dinner, I made my way to the library. I must figure out what kind of being Minamoto truly is. What is the source of her incredible power? The library at night was incredibly quiet. Perhaps to save electricity, none of the incandescent lights were turned on. Each student had to bring their own kerosene lamp as a source of light for reading. The entire space was enveloped in a dim, yellowish glow. Under the faint illumination, I carefully examined every book on the shelves, hoping to find any information related to Mandemon. However, most of the books here were about politics and war, with a few textbooks for studying. Just as I was starting to feel like my efforts would be in vain, I stumbled upon a novel titled Dracula in a corner of the literature section.
串刺し子、吸血鬼、不死者、名前をつける前にわらわの意見を聞けばよかろうに。
It seems Minamoto did indeed say something like that at that time. She said she was Dracula when I first met her. Vampires. What connection could vampires have with Mandemon? Let's flip through and take a look. This is a horror novel. The antagonist, Count Dracula, depicted in the novel as an evil creature known as a vampire. He is portrayed as an exceptionally powerful and malevolent being, possessing supernatural abilities and a thirst for human blood. Dracula possesses various extraordinary powers such as shape-shifting into different animals, flying, and controlling human minds. His power stems from the consumption of human blood, allowing him to even indefinitely prolong his own life. Eternal life? Ah, I see. In that case, this raised to bear a resemblance to Minamoto. The problem is that this is a work of fiction. whereas Minamoto is a real person. So, are there actually people in reality known as vampires? In the appendix of this book, it introduces Vlad III, who is known as the prototype for the vampire Count Dracula. Vlad III was the Grand Duke of Wallachia, also known as Vlad the Impaler. He ruled Wallachia 3 times and engaged in multiple wars against the Ottoman Empire, defending the territory of Romania. He is regarded as a national hero in the region. However, Vlad III is also infamous in history for his cruel and ruthless methods of governance. There are historical records that show he employed brutal tactics against enemies and prisoners. Among them, the most notorious method was impaling his enemies on sharp stakes. There is also legend surrounding Vlad III, claiming that he had an abnormal fascination with blood and would even bathe in the fresh blood of his enemies himself. So, could this be the origin of Mandemon? I tried to delve deeper into the records, searching for concrete evidence of Vlad III gaining power through blood consumption. However, I found no such accounts. Does it really not exist, or has it been concealed? I found myself lost in contemplation. However, even if the former Vlad possessed such power, what connection does it have with present-day Japan? Speaking of which, how long ago did this happen? The Principality of Wallachia, does it still exist? As I ponder these questions, I noticed an unusual red light flickering outside the library door. Dim crimson rays penetrated the library, casting their glow upon the shelves and walls. It seemed like there were whispers coming from outside. I tiptoed closer to the doorway, attempting to discern the content of those whispers. And just as I was making my way towards the door, someone tapped my shoulder. I turned around to find Amemiya standing there.
先生が今夜から夜間は外出禁止と言っていたはずよ。なぜ図書室にいるのかしら。
Wait, what? How he appeared behind me? Maybe she's a Mandemon shoe. But a good one.
あなただって。
私もすぐに寮に帰る。君も急いで帰ることね。
待って。ジンマって一体何ですか？
Amemiya halted in their tracks. She squinted her eyes, seemingly hesitating.
知りたい？
本にはドラキュラとブラド3世のことが書いてあったけど、僕が見たジンマとは違うみたいでした。
あなた、ジンマを見たのね。
Her expression turned serious. She pulled out the chair and sat down.
ジンマとは邪推の化身ということだ。古事記の内容は知ってるでしょ？
はい、知ってます。
Shall we start from the mythological era?
イザナミ、知ってるわよね。
はい、神話では日本の創世母神だけど、同時に世物狼とも呼ばれているみたいですね。
女神イザナミはやけどで傷つき、 夫イザナギにも約束を破られて黄泉国の汚れの神になった。彼女は苦しみと恨みに満ちて毎日1000人の生き人を殺すと誓い、復讐を果たすために手下を必要としたの。ジンマはイザナミが想像したしもべであり、人血を喰らい疫病や恐怖を広める。故に人間界に来ても火や光に対する敏感さ、人血や腐肉の思考や死や暗闇への親近感を保っている。ジンマは人間を喰らう血を飲み肉を食えば生き続けられる。人間も汚れに染まればジンマになりかねないわ。サトミくんも気をつけるのよ。
Her words were so vague and ambiguous that I began to doubt their authenticity. And what she said, it's all from mythology, right? What's going on? I'm getting more and more confused.
じゃあね、私が言いたいのはこれだけよ。
She stood up.
早く寮に帰りなさい。外にいると危ないわ。
I don't know why Mimiya was arguing me so frantically to return to the dormitory. However, since the teacher has implemented a curfew, I should probably abide by it. In conclusion, what exactly is Mandemon? Pondering deeply, I made my way towards the direction of the dormitory. As I placed my hand on the doorknob of the dormitory, a momentary unease flashed through my mind. Today, right before my eyes, the other resident of this room, Tsunaga Kiichi, died. What if he were to transform into a vengeful spirit and come looking for me? Forget it. I shouldn't dwell on such foolish thoughts. However, as the dormitory door swung open, to my astonishment, I discovered that there was someone inside. At first, I truly believed it was the ghost of Tsunaga Kiichi, and I was taken aback. But as I regained my composure and looked again, I realized it was Tsunaga Tsugi standing there. Her eyes were red, as if she had just been crying. Upon seeing Mentor, she wiped her eyes and forced a smile.
あ、さとみくん。弟の普段住んでいるところを見に来たのよ。まったく、何度も言ったのに、こんなに散らかしてるなんて。
先生、須永君のこと。
うんうん、知ってるわ。まったく、今日はこんなに雨が降ってるのに、どこに行っちゃったのかしらね。明日、できればもう一度探したいわ。
My heart sank. Tsugi seemed convinced that he was near the landslide site, and indeed he was. But now he had turned into a lifeless body.
これは全部あの子が拾ってきたもの？
She gazed at the mechanical objects arranged on the table, which were Tsunaga Keiichi's collection.
はい、それらは全部彼が遺跡で拾ってきたものです。
変わらないわね。子供の頃からあの子はこんな感じでよく遺跡で物を拾ってきてたのよ。実は私たちは血のつながりのない兄弟なの。彼は私が引き取ったの。私にとっては弟というよりは息子みたいなもの。あの子は同級生と仲良くしたいからって普段は私と一緒にいるのを嫌がってた。 でもこれはいわゆる反抗期ってやつかしら。
She gently picked up a mechanical part from the table, holding it in her palm as if it were a substitute for Sunaga.
あの子は学校で楽しく過ごせたかしら。
先生、まるで彼がもう死んだみたいに言わないでください。
Yeah,
彼
sure.
はきっとまだ生きています。
He is still alive.
そうね。
She wiped away another tear.
ごめんね、さとみくん。夜遅くにお邪魔して。圭一も普段からお世話になってるよね。
いやいや、そんなことないです。むしろ僕が彼にお世話になってるくらいですよ。
あの子は本当はとてもやんちゃな子なんだから。明日できればもう一度探したいわ。
はい、また明日。
She gently closed the door. And just shortly after Miss Tsugi left, a sound could be heard from the window. I opened the window, and the caving of crows drifted in from outside. I knew it was her. A pitch-black figure gracefully leapt in from the window.
面白い女である。こんなところで家族ごっこをしてるなど。
She immediately sat on my bed.
どういう意味？
あの女の演技なんて全て見透かしているわ。あんな猿芝居、わらわには一目瞭然だ。
Suddenly, I felt uneasy. If what Minamoto said was true, then I had been completely deceived by Miss Tsugi. Okay, let's see. I told her and that teacher that Sakaguchi was the one who killed Ruriko, right? And I gave them Ruriko's shoulder something. Some kind of piece of material, I believe it was. Now Sakaguchi is missing and her brother. Maybe she's suspecting something. Mrs. Tsugi. If even those tears were fake, I couldn't believe in anything true in this world anymore. Minamoto is a monster. She doesn't understand human emotions at all. I cannot allow her to kill Miss Tsugi.
月先生を殺すつもりなのか？
必要だったら殺す。それだけだ。
She yawned, seemingly indifferent. I am increasingly perplexed by her criteria for killing.
今ここで何をするつもりですか？
寝るだけだ。
え？
She turned around and straightened the bedding.
今晩はここで寝る。
ああ、マジですか。
Satome, what's wrong? Why you're not happy?
なんだ？そちも寝床があるだろう？わらわに外で寝ろと申すか？
そういうことじゃなくて、
Hearing her say that, I felt a bit awkward. If she sleeps in my spot, then I have to sleep in Tsunaga Keiichi's spot. Why? You can sleep in the same spot. That way, I'm sure to have nightmares. What should I do? Wait, what? Why can I do this? Wait. Where I chose, what I did wrong in this life, what I chose wrong. I killed Sakaguchi, killed Sunaga or whatever his name was, I already forgot him. I did everything she said. Sleep on the floor, no floor. Sleep on the bed. Okay, let's try this then. I guess it's the best we can do. Oh well, let me have my nightmares then. What? What is this bullshit? The reality of sharing a room with a monster is already scarier than any nightmare.